John Proxy. I'm having a Disco Elysium adventure. I've got to actually post that envelope so I can talk to Everard again. And I guess I have to do that operation before she'll tell me information. Some things I feel like the game forgot somehow. As you look back, you think, so love did do him in after all. I was right. If it weren't for her, he would not have been there. The shot would not have connected to his soft plate. Looks like love did him in after all. He's silent, holding on to a coffee mug. No vapours rise from it. It's cold. Remember this silence. The lady is dangerous. People suffer around her. It appears this one is not entirely corrupted. This may help. It may help the others see. Finish your thought. Say nothing. Let her answer. Yeah. He finally breaks the silence. I'd like to think he didn't love me, or that it was chemically induced and not real. Why? Easier that way. She takes a sip. Was it real? I don't know. She looks down at the yard, then back into her coffee. There's a nod, the smallest of nods, she thought.
Officer, it's a fine day for questions.
I found your boy. It was empty, just seawater. Her eyes widen. Oh. Did you take the documents? No, of course not. As I said, it would have been too risky for me to use those documents anyway. My employers gave them to me. In truth, I should have destroyed them. Doesn't seem to be lying. She's genuinely spooked by their disappearance. Yeah, but you might be lying. I'll file this under theft of some kind. Thank you, but actually, now that I think about it, you mentioned seawater. I was worried I'd been too careless with the latch mechanism. The documents were probably... She waves her cigarette. Just washed away. Why do I feel like you've won here? I really don't know, sir. She takes a sip of her cold coffee. I certainly don't feel like I've won. I feel like shit, sir. All the time. But this turned out well for you. You've slipped past all suspicions. Clearly I haven't. We're having this conversation, aren't we? How well could it have gone? I mean... Looks around. The wet wind, heavy with brine and industrial pollution from the stacks nearby, ruffles her hair. I'm stuck in Martinez, just like all of us. I've been up here for I don't know how long. I like to call this my rooftop containment facility. What are you contained for then? For my sins, of course. The long-standing sins of a bad, frivolous person. For destroying my first love. For working for bad people. The list goes on and on. Something seems off with this theory I've developed about Ruby. I don't know what to say. It all seems fortuitous for you. None of this is fortuitous for me. That's it, I guess. Not slowly. Carefully even. There's suddenly a strange glint on her eyes. Not malicious, but dangerous. That's odd. Clearly see footprints in the downy carpet dust covering the workshop floor. Have a closer look. Large prints, most likely made by boots. Okay. Prints look like one person went back and forth. Doing that. Okay. Why did I ask her about her boots? I'm confused about the boots comment. Right, yes, I was talking to Joyce and I asked her shoes and I was like, ha ha, your shoes. And I'm like, for what? What did those shoes do?
Hello, dear. It's good to see a familiar face.
I restocked the empty trap. Where's Morale? Thank you for doing that, dear. She manages to smile for you. Morrell still isn't feeling well. I convinced him to stay at Gary's to get some rest. Looks down at her hands. I'm afraid the cold has really gotten to him. It's probably for the best. It's awfully cold out there in those reeds. I'm sorry, dear. You've had to drudge through them so many times. Such is field work. A young person's game, as they say. Her voice is shaky. What is going on here? Who's going to check the traps? Morrell will eventually. We'll talk Gary into going back out, perhaps. Lieutenant stares at his shoe, kicked in mud. Doesn't say anything. Once more onto the beach, then. Take it on with undue optimism. That really is too much, sweetie. Thank you for your dedication, but I can see you coming down with a cough yourself. Very strange. Why is she not letting you do this? Like she's given up. Lena, what's wrong? You seem different. And how? The half-moons of her glasses reflect you as she looks up at you. Answering a question with an question, for example. Defensive isn't her usual style. You're not telling me the whole story. I'm not. It's not that. She doesn't know how to end the sentence. What is it? It's a strange feeling. She looks down, biting her lower lip. I haven't really told this to anyone, but you are a police officer. Do you ever wonder if some lovely story from your childhood is that, a story, or a dream? Hunching her shoulders now, she seems even smaller than she is, like a sad young girl. Seeing the Elysium phasmid was just a story I used to tell people. I didn't really think about it, whether it was real or not. But Morrell told me you'd seen it. You also told me. Morrell's so proud of it. He always tells everyone. You seem to really believe it happened. Doesn't that count for something? No, sweetie. She shakes her head. There's more to it than that. Morrell was so eager to believe my story was evidence of the phasmid's existence, that I'm some queen of cryptozoologists that, and for years his belief made me believe too, that I'm a queen, an extraordinary witness to grace. But now that we're both getting old, and he's still working himself sick out in those reeds, looking for it, she shakes her head, still unable to meet your eyes. What if I'm just wrong? I think I was... Lieutenant... His notebook opens his notebook, but he doesn't write anything. First tell her that her marriage hasn't been a lie. An acorn is not the same as the tree. That requires time, diligence, and care. Wrong or not, your relationship with Morrell isn't just about the phasmid. But it is. We spent years searching for the phasmid, hunting it together. Without it, what are we? Just another pathetic old couple. If I hadn't led him down this path, he could have had a steady job lecturing at a university. Normally when I think about stuff like women and marriage, I feel bad. When I think about you and Morrell, I feel okay. That counts for something, no? Oh, of course it counts for something. But we've had our hard times too. She looks down at her legs. I was a paraplegic before we met. You didn't know before I arrived on our first date. If I weren't the queen, weren't the queen of the cryptozoologists, if I didn't tell him that story. Just a swallow to relax her throat. Keeps her from talking. He'd still be into you. That's not how these things work. Maybe. But then, why do I not dare tell him? She sighs. I've wasted enough of your time with this drama. Really must stop talking about it, lest I start crying and waste more of your time. What you have to know is the Elysium phasmid probably does not exist. Let us fools chase our ghosts. There are a million better things to do with your life. Are there? Use skill point! Some of the other things are pretty bad. Thing is, you're not sure you made it up either. I'm not sure of anything. He looks out of the window. Sometimes I still see it, you know. The real memory, not the memory of the memory. But it's so hard to tell the two apart. Either way, I should go. Poor Morel is running a fever. I need to get him home to Jamrock before we overstay our welcome with Gary. We sure don't need help getting to Gary's? Oh, no. Thank you. But I can get there on my own. This old thing is gas-powered. She taps her chair. And then a taxi home. It's not so bad. You do that. I'll check the traps one more time. Really? Oh, sweetie. She looks at you worried. Please don't get stuck on a dream. Take it from me and Morale. Can I have your address, just in case there's news? Okay, it's 1113 Tabernacle Road, Jamrock, but... Been a pleasure, ma'am. Likewise, sweetie. She flicks a switch on her chair and the engines turn on with a whir. Thank you for everything, truly. Even though it turned out to be, the sentence remains unfinished. Waste of time? A dream? A lie? Fool's hope. As her lips moving in silence. Like that, she drives off. The gas ending putters quietly. She gets to the doors and pushes them open. Outside, the cold coastal wind blows. We should go too. Somewhere out there, a kilometre to the southeast, a gust of wind shakes the felled building, rattling dusty windows, beckoning with strange coldness, to ask the wind once more. Hey, but I'm already in the felled building. You don't need to do that, Shivers. Conceptualization! Ooh, let's actually put on some concept clothing. I'll remember that one of these days. Just those two, isn't it? I'm gonna have to check the rest anyway. Relaxing. Cool. Gonna be formidable. And if I fail, I can go do other stuff, I guess. We are running out of stuff to do, though.
The shine on those sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. 100% guaranteed.
Ah, I see a pair of water blue shades. The writing on the left temple says sub-insulindic rendezvous. The frame appears to be carved out of bone. Oh, very interesting choice, officer. Very high curvature. For the first time, the street vendor's voice trails off as he watches you inspect the glasses. Try them on. This is how a sea monster sees the world. You've become a sea monster, Harry. Giant, hidden, and strangely tender at heart. All is blue. Right, but these actually make your vision worse. It's like literally being underwater. Yes, they also make your soul quiver like jello. So deep. Wow, officer, you look so cool. The street vendor has picked up his pace again as you observe the world through the deep sea tinted lenses. They can be yours for a mere £3. My regular customers have passed them all up because they've got no taste, but you found them. Kim, what about these? Lieutenant tilts his head and steps back, the eyes narrowed in a thorough examination. It's a case to him. You look like a musician, he declares. Eyes still squinted behind his own glasses, like a blind musician. But you could do worse. Take them if you want. +1 Inland Empire. Cool. Man who knows his style, the street vendor nods. Much respect. Yeah, sure. Okay, I shouldn't have told that guy to fuck off, should I?
Still here, stuck in this damn jam, my man. What's up?
You seem like a man who knows about drugs. Ah, man, me and narcotics go way back. He folds his hands behind his head and he leans back. Had some good times surfing the psychic waves of my own consciousness, you know. But, he pauses, letting the memory dissipate. Those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man? Let me be straight with you. I'm trying to figure out who's smuggling drugs out of Terminal B. Lieutenant steps in. We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout is waiting for a bulk shipment from the harbour to load it onto their lorry and drive it to Jamrock. Not me, man. No way. Don't need any more trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. Jam's got folks up in arms, and I'm afraid it's headed towards a conflagration. Who do you think could be conducting the drug trade, then? Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Riverchol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with these questions. We wouldn't say he's lying, sir.
Looking for something, Hunt? Huh? Coming to tell me to fuck off again?
You're a lawyerman, right? What's your stance on drugs? Drugs? The shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body. Takes a long drag and a cigarette. Why not? You know where that shit comes from? Samamiriza, Shaffer, Ilamara. They take the money from our local junkies here and then they use it to outcompete us in the manufacturing sector. They know they can't beat us in a fair fight, so they have to get us weakened ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage. Racial economic sabotage. Perhaps it's good to agree, to get him talking. Listen, I agree. It's our responsibility to keep the poison off the streets of Revachol, right? He eyes you warily, unsure how to respond. Then goes on for about 2 seconds, then... Damn, it didn't work. You should have signalled your nationalists before. Yeah. I don't know shit, and if I did I wouldn't tell you. Puffs on a cigarette. Then what are you still hanging around here for? Most of the other Camonniers have left. What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's like those little kips sneaking around at night. If they touch my stuff, the bosses will be on my ass like ass cancer. There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of the big lorry nearby. I did see the one lorry with the trailer doors open on my way here. You know what happened? Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved his country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Whirling in Rags when some kipped boy smashed his lock and took damn near everything. Lost his fucking job over it. He takes a long suck on his cigarette, peering to savour the taste. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to. If they were getting drunk inside the Whirling in Rags, how could they know who broke into the lorry? If you were at the Whirling, how did you know it was Kips who broke into the lorry? What? Aren't we allowed to say that it's the Kips who did all the stealing around here? It's not rotor science, man. If it's not you, who's running drugs through Terminal B? Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sai Leng, the beady-eyed South Samaran. He spits on the ground. His little side business is a scam. Wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as well. Right, and you're sure it's him and not, say, a lady driver? He laughs nervously. Sure, I'm sure, he says. His tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood. No, it's Ruby running this ring like Titus alluded to. We'll play along for now. Find out what everyone knows first. Sai Leng is your next lead. Guess we'll need to play Sai Leng a visit then. Guess so, he grins, contented with himself. Yeah, what I do like about it is the game being all political up front. One, I hate to say this because everyone will go, yeah, is kind of brave. There's so many games that go, no, we're not politics. We just like talking about guns and stuff. Specifically, I'm referencing... Oh, I've forgotten the game. It's not by... Well, who's the dead writer? Tom Clancy. Not Rainbow Six. The game that has Tom Clancy's name on it, even though he's dead. Anyway, that game, where I only played the... not demo, but, you know, they have it like a demo. sorts, where it's about a, like a virus has hit a city and now it's like old Mad Max in that one particular city, and you're like a government agent, and they say to you like, oh no, there's homeless people and they're trying to get food, they're stealing from shops. I'm like, I don't care. Like, let them. They're starving. Why am I trying to stop them? And it felt, I had a real like, why am I stopping looters? I don't want to stop looters. It's like weird authoritarian stuff. Like, but that was from the people who made that game. It was like, oh, that's a non-political game. It's like, yeah, there's politics in it. Like, but this is like super up front. Like, and the thing is, like, I know the people came out and said that they had the Stalin picture, and I'm pretty sure they're Marxists, I think. But like, Marxism in this game is represented really poorly. Like, they've mirrored real world history. Like, it's the neoliberal lady who comes off best. Joyce comes off best, and like, he lets you argue against her, but like, it doesn't stop her from being the most friendly. It doesn't stop Everett from seeming really, really shady. Like, my point is, because they've done that, because they've been so upfront with you just being able to be political immediately, it means I can go up to that driver, go like, ah, you racist prick, and then they like backfire on me, because that's a stupid thing to do in real life, especially if you're a police officer. You want to stay neutral, don't you? But because the game's encouraged you to do this, just as a matter of exploration, it's like, yeah. But it's stupid thing. That was a weird stutter then, John. Yeah, and I'm just sort of really impressed in general with how they did that. The other thing is, I've got a friend playing this, and every time she like makes a political decision, I get a text going, "What did you do? What did you do here?" And I'm like, "It's fine, just take the stuff." Because it is, you can just like, I haven't taken the fascism one, but it wouldn't affect my character. I could just take it, read the writing, and throw it away if I wanted to. But I don't want to. Like, even I. But it's like, but I've got an entire sheet of this stuff. You know, like I'm quite happy to explore an idea, like the homosexual agenda. But when I knew that story was going in that direction, and then obviously this episode or last episode, I just went in and it was quite a funny conversation. The other thing is, it's clear at this point, all these thoughts are thoughts he had in the past that he's just remembering, that he's choosing to lean in more on. Like, so if you go fascist, he probably like all of like. If someone tells you about like genetics, oh, you could just they could tell you, wouldn't it be a good idea if you could only have smart people? That's an idea. I'm not advocating that, because there's terrible connotations behind that idea. But if you're a teenager and somebody says about that, someone goes, yeah, we could solve all the problem by only having smart people. I'm not realising the conversation about who constitutes as a smart person is trickier than you might think, because who decides the questions? It's not as straightforward as one might think, and a lot of like actual blatant fascist rhetoric is behind that, because that's what fucking the Nazis did, and like, people like try and separate it from the Nazis, but it's like, yeah, there's a reason why the Nazis was into that idea. I forgot what it's called now. Eugenics, that's it. Like, people don't use the word Nazis, they don't use the word eugenics, but they do say, well, you still see that idea snuck about. And so, like, and you might think about it, not really consider the sort of bad end of it, until, you know, hopefully older and wiser, you might think it through and go, oh, that's a terrible idea. But my point is, you might consider it. You might go in your thought cabinet for a while, and you might dismiss it. And you're not a terrible person for having a bad idea and then going, oh, you know what? Like, even if you believed it for a while, right? Like, terrible racist people presumably believe that stuff, even though it's not sound at all. And there's still terrible people for that, but like, but if they move past that, they've grown, right? And I'm sure that's true of like lots of things. Like, I'm not advocating anything. I'm just saying this game's done a really good job of letting me explore all that kind of idea. Like, to the point that I still can't go to Measurehead and pick up that piece of writing. Like, it's just going to be an interesting piece of writing, right? It's not going to be sound, but, like, I can't do it, and I don't want to. So they want to call me a centrist. Isn't that weird? But yeah, it's just a game jam. It's fine. It's fine.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
So, then, what's your stance on drugs? Drugs? For a moment, he's unsure how to respond. Don't go in for that, officer. Drugs ruin lives. Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. He kisses his fingers. Tasty, tasty drugs. I mean, he's clearly super into drugs. But Kim would be disappointed if I said that. We're looking for a lorry driver who's transporting drugs out of the harbour. He or she is in this traffic jam. That's so cool. You're investigating the local drug trade like some cool narc. But, he points to the goods, I'm not a lorry driver, I'm just a street vendor. I don't know anything about that. Blatant lie, sire. He tells it with such a conviction. We'd believe him if we didn't know better. But you are a lorryman. Another driver has identified you and your lorry. Who said that? It's the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He has an agenda against me because I'm an immigrant who works harder than he does. He's a hater. You admit you're a lorry driver? Nope, I just said I work harder and he's an asshole. He stopped to think, realising he can't get out of it. Smart man. Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream. He spreads his arms. Stop squirming. What do you know about the... That's really authoritarian, but like... So you, stop squirming. What do you know about the drug operation at the harbour? Nothing. I told you, I'm not a dumb guy. I don't get involved with that crowd. What crowd is that? Crowd, you know, the drug crowd. No, he wasn't talking about an abstract crowd. It was that crowd. It wasn't some drug crowd. You know who they are. Tell me now. Shush, please. He looks around and lowers his voice. There's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please don't get into this mess. I've spent 15 years working my way up. Here we go. There's a tiny bit of truth on the table. Zoom in on it. Well, buddy, Siling, help us out. No one will know it was you. It's a she, okay? He whispers. The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her. He shakes her head. She's no lady. There you go. A witness corroborating the evidence. It's Ruby. Could her name be Ruby by any chance? I don't know. I told you. I don't know her name. Is the lady the old woman back there? Points to the pale driver. Dazed out. Strange. I don't know. Maybe? If she is, I haven't gone near her. I don't get involved. I told you. No, it's still Ruby. Interesting that he doesn't seem aware of her existence, though. Who are these other drivers who talk? All of them. I don't know. I told you all I know. Are we cool now? I really want us to be cool now. Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours? Racist? The other one, with the tattoos. He points north. All of them. Even the ones who left. I don't hang out with them. I don't remember who has tattoos. Okay, we're cool now. Alright. He snaps back to his usual self. Ice cold. Let's cap this off by a purchase. You can walk away from here with funky sunglasses, detectives. Both of you. You deserve it.
Still here, stuck in this damn jam, my man. What's up?
I've heard one of the drivers is a woman, but I don't think she's here. Do you know this lady driver? He shifts around, suddenly uncomfortable, then looks away. I don't want to talk about that. Guy knows Ruby, no doubt. Just play dumb for now. Get everything out of him that you can. I don't mean to pry, but I need your help. She may be involved in the drug business. No. Why? Do you know something? What is it? Man, I was hoping it isn't going to be her. Bites his lip. All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some eagle drug trafficker. I don't know where she is. What does she look like? Youngish woman, gruff, but in a cool way. What colour hair? Blue and violet dyed. He answers reluctantly. It was violet when she got here, blue before she went. Then she may have dyed it again. Maybe she dyed it red? Titus said Ruby's hair is red. Who is she to you? A friend? An acquaintance? I don't know. She's the only person in this damn jam I could talk to. She's someone I don't want to rat out to the law, okay? Who is this person? What's her name? Thank God, I don't know. People call her the lady driver. She kept her name secret from me, too. Now I see why. I asked you who's conducting the drug trade. You said you didn't know. Now you're saying you do? I didn't, man. I told you. I was hoping it's not her. That she wouldn't be mixed up in it. It's true. We have caught a lie, but a kind heart is tricky. Bah, emotional rhetoric. He knew something and didn't share it with you. That's a fact. When did she leave? Move on. I don't know. I don't want to... He looks you straight in the eye. Please, just let it go. Whatever she did, it can't be that bad. She's not a bad person, I know that much. Can't just let it go. It's a part of a police investigation. That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All a part of the investigation. Shakes his head. The girl's troubled. You hunt her down, she may not survive it. I can't have that on my conscience. We won't come to that. We won't pursue her on this. This is information only. I don't believe you. Said she's troubled. How? She's got the darkness in her. A young person's darkness. When you think it's all over. And you're looking for a way out. She shared this with you? Yes, which is why I don't want to snitch on her. I was told everyone's afraid of her. You're not? I heard the rumours. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked. She told me too. She's had a violent life. But I wasn't afraid of her. More like for her. Did this violent life include drug trafficking? Well, he sighs. Looks like it did now. We didn't talk about that. We talked about life, you know. We talked about her mind. What on? Her mind? The way it worked. The trouble it was given her. When she left, did she leave her lorry behind? Fuck, man. We'll grill someone else with these questions, okay? There are plenty of drivers who couldn't stand her, or were afraid of her. Be more than happy to rat her out. He's right. There are other options. The race man, for one. Oh, the grey-haired woman. You know something? What grey-haired woman? Wait, this guy says they're friends, then acquaintances. Then he's okay with others ratting her out? Push Tommy and it will break his heart and his spirit. Don't expect you to be pals. Physical instrument. Now's not the time to focus on feelings. You need that info, son. Put yourself in my shoes. I need this for another investigation too. It's important. I can't blow it. You're not going to put a bullet in my head if you blow it, are you? She's on the edge, man. Imagine it, an explosion of stars. Goodbye world of men, money and machines. So you're alright with others ratting her out? You just don't want your hands dirty? Fine, I don't want to be a butcher, and I don't want to be a knight either. I just want to be a person who can sleep at night. Little fame wouldn't hurt too. Fine. I'll drop the matter for now. Thank you, friend. He sighs. It's a big sigh of relief. Oh, this makes me feel like I should pick up smoking again. Would help with my rhymes too. What lady driver? I don't remember a lady driver.
Looking for something, Hunt? Huh? Coming to tell me to fuck off again?
I know you've been giving me the runaround. Fess up. Where's the lady driver? Smokes, I don't know what you're talking about. Tell me which one's her lorry. Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Revachol West. You don't run Martinez. You don't run anything. So, who does? The lady driver? Lo, Lieutenant turns to the lorryman. He means La Puerta Madre. The name resounds like a bell in the air, a dark gong. You get a bad feeling about it. The moment the lorryman is silent, he spits on the pavement. Yeah, him. Wash your arms and nod. Then I presume you're familiar with his peons? Yeah, he says, unsure of where this is heading. Then his little... They're his little bitches. He's got them all over the unions. Not just some unions, he has peons everywhere. Some say he even has them in the RCM. Gets closer to him. Dirty fucking peons who'd do anything for him. Multi-ethnic drug addicts. Lieutenant adopts a rodentine quality. Cool, sire, he's getting into this. Say nothing. You're not peons, he says. You wouldn't be investigating a drug thing if you were. No, of course not. We're not peons, but if we were, and one of Madre's drivers were to be stealing from him, then it's a good peon's job to find out who that is. He's surprisingly good at this. Not bad at all. Look at him lurching. It's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Padre Madre angry. He looks at him. But a stupid fucking racist is standing in the way, protecting this fucking thief. Eyes dart between you and the lieutenant. I'm not scared of you, or the mob. I'm under the protection of the lorryman and the Carters Guild. You've seen that corpse in ceramic armour there. Lieutenant points to the yard. Did his shitty little guild protect him? Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you... Just to light a fresh cigarette. His hands are shaking now. The sentence simply ends. Lieutenant nods and gives you a barely perceptible nod. Half-light. We're done for now. That's plus a half-life, that's -1. I don't know why you'd put that on. What? This is minus half-life. Bloody hell, John. Oh, I get to wear my gear! My half-life must be pretty good then.
Looking for something, Hunt? Huh? Coming to tell me to fuck off again?
It's a white check, so. Yes! Men like this only respect two things, strength and fear. Time to turn up the volume. Show me her lorry right fucking now. Lady driver's lorry. Where is it? Fuck you, I told you I'm not gonna. There, his voice grows smaller, as yours. Ooh, I don't like this approach. Definitely not that. I've been to your fucking lorry. I know where it is. Point to it. I'm gonna burn it down, you hear me? Look, fuck you, man. He tries to wave you off. Some lorry down there. Green banging up thing. I don't fucking know who she is. When did she go away? I don't know. I don't even know her name. She just rolls with the fleet and acts like a big shot. Some dyke, probably. Haven't seen her for days. Where exactly is our lorry? Past the monument down there. You wave south. The green tempo. Now leave me the fuck alone, okay? More tempo by the monument green. He turns to you. Let's get into that lorry. Right, I'm going. Nope. In here, isn't it? There it is. Abandoned lorry. This green Faln A to Z contemporaneous is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days. This must have been the one he told us about, unless he was lying. Lieutenant peeks inside. Try to peek in the window. Glass on the side window is tinted and covered with dust. You can barely make out the shape of a seat and 2 steering levers. Look at the door handle. The door is locked. The handle looks shiny. It's been recently replaced. There's no picking this lock. The owner has put a special care into it. It's a recessed design. Now we're going to open this, Kim. Use the pry bar to smash the window. Open it from the inside. Really? This has been hard enough. No need to make it any harder. Physical instrument. This scented scarf isn't helping me punch this window at all. I think I've only got one physical instrument thing. Come on, John. Oh, there you go. No, it just replaces that. It's -2 authority, though. Okay, fine. Probably going to fail this one, then. White check. Damn! Pry bar in hand, you take the hard swing at the window. A loud thunk rings out, and the pry bar bounces back, leaving a tiny spider web on the glass. God damn it, maggot. Drag your ass to the gym and do some reps right now. Looks like the window may be shatterproof. You may have to rethink your approach. The window appears to be shatterproof. No, it's not shatterproof. Give me that. Takes the pry bar from you and gestures for you to step back. Then with a little warning, he smashes into the window. Droplets of glass fly everywhere, shattering over the lorry floor pavement. You can just reach it in now. Nice. He nods and gives you the tool back, and better than I expected. Open it from the inside. The door. Smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked into the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals. Something odd about the passenger seat. The seating fabric has been pulled tight over the lower side of the seat where the toolbox should be. Why are the posters? These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teens, even the 90s of the 90s of the last century. One of them particularly catches your eye, a centerfold of an ingenue, attached right above the back seat. There's definitely perfume in the air. It's spicy, a hint of ambriette wafting through the bitter air of the cabin. Stop and wonder, what's that smell? Remnants of a sweet juniper-scented perfume, probably granite number 5. Study the centerfold. The actress is draped in a sheath dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an autograph runs across the poster. She's looking past the camera. Wait, doesn't she resemble somebody you know? She can't exactly put her finger on whom exactly. Enough of these posters. The actresses, the rare actor, all smile you a warm goodbye. Radio transmitter is attached to the dashboard and the toolbox sits under the driver's seat. Examine the radio. Looks like a frequency dial is absent. Requires a key to work, but the key has been removed, likely by the missing lady driver. Kim leans closer to the radio and hums. Strange, there were so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least. It has to be an advanced model to fit so many frequencies next to each other without blending them together. Why would anyone need so many radio stations? Contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. He flicks a switch on the radio. This is all shortwave, UW to UKV. Looks like we're dealing with an impressive organisational tool. The nerve centre of a huge operation. Quite the range too. 20-kilometre radius at least, perhaps extended by an attachable antenna that's not here right now. Is there anything else we can do with the radio? Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable without the dial key. What else is here? The ghostly actresses and rusty toolbox under the driver's seat and the oddly bulging seat cover. Check the pedals. You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like a few tools lying around here. A hammer, pair of pliers, rusty wrench have been casually thrown there by a disorganised driver. But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle. Sandpaper adds extra grip. Looks like the driver has glued a piece of sandpaper to the throttle to offer some extra grip. Sandpaper, Lieutenant repeats, a novel technique. The sandpaper would also rub off the pattern from the driver's right sole boots. Yes, he likes where this is going. One of the footprints of this crime scene had an aberration. One sole was smoother than the other, which means that missing lady driver was present at the lynching. Lieutenant's eyes light up behind his prescription lens, so Ruby really is running a complex operation out of her lorry. At least we can now ask Titus some concrete questions about it. The movie stars are still smiling from the walls. The radio transmitter sits on the centre console, and a faint smell of perfume is in the air. Close the rusty old lorry door. Definitely need to return some later. We didn't get enough. Okay, let's make sure I can actually... Well, I'm going to let you go. I've been John Proxy. You're now leaving the proximity and my Disco Elysium adventure. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.